Hello, everyone. This is Coach Rizel, a certified life coach from the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. Welcome to Church Connect, Who of the Hour episode for people leading and representing their respective church organizations.
Mhm.
Hirap nun ah. We are doing this video series as a service to our community during the time of physical isolation due to COVID-19.
Yes, and thank you for that, Coach Rizal. By the way, I'll be co-hosting with Coach Rizal. I am Coach Ed, also a change agent certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. The Church Connect Who of the Hour is our
Mm.
initiative to connect with fellow church members and leaders. We connect to know what is their present situation, how know what is their present situation, how they are responding to their present realities, and the outcome presently experienced as a result of the chosen response.
Yes, thank you, Coach Ed. So, for the information of many, Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur is based in Dallas, Texas, USA, with local presence through our 24/7 coaching hub at Decaf Coffee Republic, located in PC Compound, Capitolio, Pasig City. We offer coaching on demand services any time of the day. Just connect through 0917 586 1661 or visit our FB page, Life Coach Philippines. We also provide life coach certification classes for those interested to become a professional life coach like us. Diba, Coach Ed?
Mhm. Yes, and to continue, ayan, I am such honored. Kung kanina excited, ngayon naman I'm really honored to really be introducing one of my brothers in Christ that I have known since
Mm,
I've been with
mm.
this person in his journey. Masasabi kong hindi siya smooth, but definitely it is a worth, and it's a timeless discoveries of a person's true meaning and life in its form in Jesus Christ. So our who of the hour is none other than yan, Mark Angelo Justiniano from San Mateo. So again, it's Mark Angelo Justiniano from San Mateo.
Grabe si Coach Ed sa'yo, Madge.
Please tell us
Okay.
Please tell us more about you and your present situation,
Ah,
especially your challenges with the global pandemic. Take it away, Madge.
Mm.
okay. So again, ako po si Maj. So, kabrother ko po si Coach Ed or Kuya Ed. Coach Ed. Hindi ako sanay. So he is I am attending in CCF Nangka since 2018, I believe. And so right now in my current situation, I'm living together with my family here in San Mateo.
Mm.
And I would say that we are doing okay so far. I mean, we have stocks of food already. We have our own house, which is really a great blessing. Like, if you're going to think of it, a lot of people are homeless and they're struggling with their daily source of food. Pero for us, we are very blessed talaga that we're not anxious about what we're going to eat for later or tomorrow or even the next coming weeks. You know? So we are secured for the entire, what can I say, the enhanced community quarantine. But siguro the struggle that I am facing right now personally, and excluding my
Mm.
family, is that because the news, I am not really, what they call this, I wasn't really vocal about politics and all, but ever since this quarantine has started or this crisis, the news has started draining me. Like, I don't agree with everything that's happening or about the decisions of the government, and that is what's really stressing me out right now. And what you call this? What multiplies the feelings or the stress is that since I am stuck here inside my own house, I am not able to communicate with my friends face to face or
Mm.
physically, and
Mm.
that's a big problem because um, just by staying here at home, it makes me feel stuck. It makes me feel unproductive, and it feels like I cannot connect with anyone, which is affecting probably my mental health already. But thanks to God, like I'm still sustained. I am still doing well because of the use of these different, what can I call this, like online video calls. So I am still able to communicate with my friends, and of course we are able to provide what do you call this, care, I would say, to each of us. So in a sense, I don't feel alone. Though of
Mm.
course I feel the, what do you call this, I feel somewhat lonely in a sense, because there is something about the physical presence of the person which has a great impact to me. So that's all I can say.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for sharing your situation right now, Madge. So in your end naman, what is COVID-19 to you personally? Paano mo siya nakikita?
Okay, so it's a great question, I would say. When COVID first came, so it's a big problem, I would say. I was actually very vocal about what the government should do. I was very stressed because my parents are already old. They are already over 60, so they
Mm.
say that they are most affected. But after time went on, I slowed down and reflected, and
Mm.
then my mom herself also told me that this COVID can be one of God's way of showing mercy to us, because we have been living our lives busy with our work, with our friends, or our vices, our hobbies, and all. And we tend to forget what really matters, which is God Himself. Like before, we place our security with money, we place our security with people. Like if you're popular enough, or we have enough
Mm.
friends, we feel secured with love. But since this COVID came, um, somehow it made me realize of where I am actually putting my security. I put my security
Mm.
in my friends, and so or in money, of course. So, but because of COVID, I made to see that I should actually set my security or anchor myself in God alone. Because if I am not anchored in Him, I would be easily swayed by what's happening. So there, it's God's way of showing mercy to us, or what truly
Mm.
matters.
Wow.
Oo.
Coach Rizel, I'm really sabi ko nga at the end of the day, yung scarcity, it's not just even for the food. Scarcity comes in different forms in different lives. It's just often revealed to us as soon as we seek for it. And thank you, Don Madge. Kasi ako, while you're saying those things, nagre-reflect lang din ako. Where are the security really is coming from? Secured ka ba kung marami ka na bang pagkain? Kasi katulad nung sinabi mo, meron akong pagkain all throughout dun sa quarantine, or my security comes with the anchor where I'm really connected. So ako, as I reflect to it, gusto kong mas maintindihan doon, Madge, what, because of you seeking of that anchor, can you give us, ako, if I'm just wanting to understand more of that anchor, can you give us the discoveries that this anchor have given to you during this pandemic?
What made me realize, or
Yes.
okay, so actually, what made me realize is actually through prayers alone, and by reflection. So before, I would say, before mag-quarantine, malakas talaga ako mag-Bible reading. Pero nung nagkaroon na ng quarantine, nagkaroon ako ng struggle, which is medyo nag-sway, or what would I say? Parang medyo nag-slow down ako sa quiet time, I would say.
Mm. Mm.
Pero before kasi mahina ako sa prayers. Pero when COVID came, dito talaga napalakas yung prayers ko. Like kasi, dahil ang daming thoughts, like, why is this happening? Bakit inaalaw to ni Lord? Parang, anong purpose ni Lord? Dito parang, what's good out of this COVID? Parang, puro negative ang maiisip mo siya. Pero,
Mm.
mapapa-reflect ka as you ask these questions. Parang, mapapa-pray ka rin kay Lord na, oo nga, bakit nga ba to nangyayari? Pero yun, as you be honest with the Lord, i-reveal niya din slowly. It can be, for me, it's through my mother, na she said herself na even though she herself is very or highly at risk of the virus kasi
Mm.
already 6 years old. Pero siya pa yung positive sa situation na to na parang no, it is actually God's mercy.
Mm.
It's a time for us to kneel down and humble ourselves to ask help from who truly matters, no? Not to place
Mm.
security on things. So, ganun, parang through my mother, parang na-realize ko, "Oo nga, parang ako nga tong malakas pa as of the moment. Ako tong, I would say na hindi ako madaling tablan ng sakit. Pero siya pa yung mas ano sa akin, mas kampante. And in that
Mm.
alone, nakita ko si Christ through my mother. Parang, don't be
Wow.
afraid of what's happening. So, yun, through prayers and of course, through my mother as well. Yun.
Mm.
Mm. Thank you, Madge. Maganda yung sinabi kanina ni Madge, Coach Ed, na this is like a way of communicating that you need to have that time to pause for what truly matters. Yun yung sinabi niya kanina. Like what truly matters. No? So Madge, going through this quarantine period, anong na-realize mo that that matters to you na hindi mo siya na-realize nung hindi to dumating?
Like, ano po ba yung nag-give ng sense of security before?
Yeah, what matters to you right now?
Actually, before, what really mattered for me was yung friends. Like, kasi yung sa big, actually, every Saturday po kasi meron po kaming big sessions.
Mm.
And it was actually a time for me to, what can I say, parang magbawas ng naisip or nararamdaman. Kasi, iba po kasi yung feeling kapag meron kang kasamang friends and all.
To
And,
release.
yes po, parang it's a kind of release. So, parang nagiging source of happiness kong friends. Siguro I would say there's nothing good, and there's nothing bad naman na makukuha mo yung happiness from people kasi they're also God's blessings for us kasi even God himself answered or said to Adam na man should not be alone. It's not good for him to be alone. So, what's really bad lang talaga is that I anchored myself sa people. If there are people around me, I feel safe. That was who I was before. Pero since ngayon na parang nasa bahay lang ako, salat na salat sa friends, salat na salat sa usap, sa gala, ganyan. Talagang ako lang at saka si Lord. So, parang na-realize ko na bakit ako nai-stress. Like, doon ko nakita na saan talaga ako nag-source ng happiness ko. Which is sa friends talaga. Parang, in a sense, nagiging idol ko ang friends. So, hindi naman talaga dapat friends ang idol. Parang God himself should be the top one in your life or the very source of your happiness. Kasi if I place my happiness in people and suddenly they go away or they leave, what will happen to me? Made-depress ako. And that's the reason why we should anchor ourselves in God alone. Kasi God will never leave or never forsake you. And that is a promise.
Wow. Nakakatuwa kasi Coach Rizel si Madge, just for everyone's informations din. Madge is also our GLC speaker and coordinator. And isa rin siya sa mga nag-replace ng tao in RD group. So kumbaga, kumbaga makikita siyang taong bahay din talaga sa simbahan. And usually I've seen how passionate he is, even in welcome. Siya rin yung nasa welcome ministry.
Ay, oo, importante yun, di ba? Kasi, pagpasok ng tao, dapat welcome na welcome yung pakaramdam niya.
So, ganyan si Madge. So, usually, nag-stay siya buong schedule or nandun yan. Ang bilis-bilis kausap pagdating sa mga bagay niya yan. And hearing from him na he really realized yung anchor niya this time yung idolatry. I just want to know because there's a lot of person in church or maybe you are here listening right now na nagtatanong, paano ba masasabi, Madge, na isang idolatry ang isang bagay? Or you are looking at different perspective na ano ba yung nagbibigay sa'yo ng parang na nagpapa-persuade sa'yo as you mentioned it earlier? Ano ba yung mga things na pwede mong, ito yung mga ganitong bagay na if it's happened, it's something like this, like idolatry. Kasi doon ako medyo sabi ko, I really want to understand that one.
Para naging signs kumbaga na nagiging idol
Yes,
mo na ang isang bagay or tao.
in-experience.
Answer ko diyan is kapag ano, 'pag nawala 'yon, anong mangyayari sa'yo? How do you imagine yourself?
Mm.
For if like now nangyayari na siya, so natanggal yung people, ano naging effect sa'yo? Lagi ka
Mm.
bang worried, nade-depress ka ba, ganyan? Like, kasi yun nga, parang sila na kasing source of happiness mo. If natanggal yung source, then parang nawawala yung happiness mo. So yun, parang dapat nga kasi si God mismo yung source of happiness. Kaya kapag may natanggal man, yung source of happiness mo nandiyan pa rin. Kasi si God nga yun, hindi siya nawawala talaga. He is very stable and a
Mm.
strong foundation talaga. People kasi and friends, they are not really stable, I would say, kasi they may leave not because nagkaaway kayo or probably some other reasons like work, ganyan. Not all people
Mm.
will stay kasi talaga. And that's part of life. And so, kaya we have to be dependent on God alone.
Mm. Alright.
Yeah, this is really a good time to be able to reflect your standing, yung posture ng heart mo towards your relationship with God. Kasi
Yes.
when there's so much going on din naman talaga, um, medyo challenging, no? In a way to really reflect on and assess ano ba talaga yung
Oo.
standing mo na. So, good to know, Madge, na nagamit mo talaga yung quarantine time to be able to assess yourself and really get back on para bang kung paano mo siya tinitignan, ano dapat yung standing mo towards your relationship with God, and na-maximize mo talaga in a way yung quarantine time. Di ba, Coach Ed?
Mm. Yes. Oo, napakaganda kasi nung mga bagay na you really just to reflect. Kasi kahit ako at this moment, sabi ko nga, oo nga, no? When things got this, how can I see that I'm really anchored? Pero doon ako na-hit naman about yung kanina pang word Coach Rizal, if you notice. The word that is Madge is repeatedly saying is the happiness. But I want to understand at this point, Madge, if yung happiness as you discovered connected siya sa friends.
Mm.
How do you think that you can be joyful in spite that your happiness is not in place right now with your anchor?
How do I be happy if
Joyful, even though
or
your happiness is not currently there with
mm,
connecting with your anchor.
actually. So right now, since na-realize ko nga yung idolatry na nangyari sa akin, so I asked my friends on some things, like, ano bang ginagawa nila ganyan. And so, actually, my D group member, so yung isa sa mga D group member ko, nag-provide siya ng book na pwede kong basahin. So,
Mm.
yun yung pinafocus ko ngayon sa kahit ito tong mga libro na binabasa ko. Like, para it's a way of refocusing din. Kasi nga,
Mhm.
it's about, ano siya Christian books kasi siya. So,
Mhm.
nare-refocus din ako kay Lord. Kaya, parang, mahirap kasi mag-refocus ng parang ako lang. Isip-isip
Mhm.
ganyan. Parang, kailangan kasi may pumapasok din eh. So, it is
Mm.
through the books talaga, no? So, ayun. Mga laking tulong yung mga libro right now.
Mga libro. If you're a
Yeah.
reader. Oo.
Mhm.
Oo.
So, yun.
Tapos, Madge, meron kaming if ever, no, gusto mo pa ng marami pang activities, and mahilig ka, since mahilig kang
Basta.
magbasa, you might also, baka lang, no, ikaw yung taong mahilig din magsulat. So, currently kasi, yung community namin, no, hindi lang naman siya exclusive sa life coaches, but people all around the globe who, I mean, that will encounter our group, no? There you can be able to do many activities right now, and one of those activities will be writing a book.
Yes.
And so if that is
Challenge.
something you want to do, there is a challenge in writing a book. Yun, I mean, just ask Coach Ed mamaya kung paano. So, hopefully makakatulong sa reflection mo at this very moment.
Wow. Sige
Yes.
pa.
I would love to share that. Pero because of that, because we've seen, no, with Coach Rizal, how are you seeing things and how are you responding? Is
Hmm.
there a chance, Madge, that after COVID-19 have ended, truly ended, and you are asked by our church to give your testimony of,
Mm.
of what COVID-19 went during those times. How do you want to share us with us, the listeners, what COVID-19 have happened? I mean, how did COVID-19 you
Mm.
experience the shift? What of COVID-19 or paano mo gustong tingnan yung sarili mo? Looking back when COVID-19 is happening, when you do your testimony.
Like parang
What is your
sino
testimony?
Yes.
testimony. Wow, ang hirap nito ah.
Oh,
So
go, Mark.
testimony during the COVID. Ang hirap ng tanong ano. It's a good question. Pero COVID kasi I would want people to see COVID as a time of reflection, a time of re-anchoring, I would say. Time of refocusing to the Lord. Kasi nga, before, we were so busy with a lot of things. And I want siguro a testimony that I want people to see in me or siguro how, ano nga ba? Kasi ang testimony is about Christ, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Um, I would want people to see Christ working in the middle of the crisis, or I would say through this crisis. Kasi
Mm.
yun nga, sa parang mabalik din kasi talaga ako sa term na refocusing. Parang
Mm.
since there's nothing, parang not much activities to do, parang napilitan tayo mag-retreat. Spiritual retreat. Kahit sa bahay lang.
Bahay lang.
Yan ang nakikita ko, parang a time of refocusing itong COVID. Yun siguro na nakita ko kung saan talaga ako naka-anchor. Parang I
Mm.
thought naka-anchor talaga ako kay Lord kasi napaka-active ko sa church, napaka-active ko sa GLC, sa DGM, sa Big. Parang kahit gaano ka-active sa church, unless mangyayari ito, hindi ko makikita talaga na kung nasaan talaga yung anchor ko. So,
Mm.
ayun. Time of focusing talaga itong COVID. So, that is probably the testimony I would say. Medyo magulo, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Maraming salamat with that much. At tama yung Coach Ed, no? Ang galing ng paano pinorma ni Madge. It's
Oo.
really refocusing to what truly matters. And in his part, it is his relationship with the Lord. And
Mm.
if kung hindi to nangyari, hindi niya malalaman din naman talaga kung saan nga
Totoo.
yung anchoring nga naman niya.
Yes,
Totoo.
sure. Yeah.
Kaya nga parang to think it's COVID-19, pero if we come to think of it, what if it happens on the second coming, tapos ganito? I mean, that's the only time that you're, hindi pala. Parang,
Naiwan
di ba?
ako.
Parang,
Nagkagulatan. Yun yung
Oo,
tawag doon,
nagkagulatan.
nagkagulatan.
Oo, kaya doon ko mas na-appreciate din yung COVID-19 yun. Oo nga, no? Parang i-compare mo, si COVID-19 pa lang to, tapos nagre-refocus ka na. Paano pa talaga pag yung totoong dapat kang mag-focus? And ang question is, are we really truly ready of that? And ikaw,
Yeah.
Raj, oo ako I'm really, if you're going to talk to the servant leaders na katulad natin on a church perspective, or even in a human perspective, or even in a neighbor perspective or brother sister's perspective, what are you going to tell them in terms of refocusing? And how do you want them to see things na masabi nilang they're re-anchoring and refocusing to the right level of their relationship with Christ?
Parang, what do you want pre-believers to see? Parang
Yeah.
ganun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good question yan, ano? Parang, ako, I would always say na itong time na to, it's not only for Christians, but more for pre-believers, I would say. Kasi nga, di ba, parang nagre-rejoice si Lord kapag merong, kahit parang 99 na believers, pag merong isang nag-believe sa Kanya, mas nagre-rejoice si Lord. So, I believe itong time na to, it is for them, not to punish people. No? It's hindi naman ganun si Lord na nananakit siya. Pero it is actually God's way of showing mercy to people na parang, anak, uwi ka na. Masyado na tayong busy, masyado tayong naliligaw sa world. Tandaan mo na itong world na to, it's not your permanent home. You're just passing through here. It's your training ground. So, hindi mo dapat ibinubuhos ang buong buhay mo sa something that's temporary. So you have to place something on something that is permanent, which is God alone. So yun, I would want pre believers to see that this is the Father. Not only a Father na parang, kasi pag sinabi natin Father, like si God, they would always see na parang, oh, very holy, ganyan. Though holy naman talaga si Lord. Pero I want the believers to see this COVID as God's way, our Father, parang tatay talaga na lumalapit na, anak, okay ka na, it's time for you to go home. Masyado na tayong busy sa ibang bagay. Pero right now, I want you to go home.
Wow.
Going home.
Not
Going home.
by going home like that. Okay?
I know, I mean, yeah. Balik ka sa puso ko, sa pagmamahal ko, ganon.
Sa mga balikat at mga yakap
Baka
ko.
ma-misunderstand kasi ako.
Oo nga, no. Pero yun, going home, going back to your relationship with Him, which is what truly matters to God. Reconnecting back to Him. Yes, Coach Ed.
Nakakatuwa kasi I was reminded of a prodigal son then. If I mean just now that everything just when you thought that has its own price, it's kind of the other way around when you go home. It's priceless, indeed. Thank you,
Actually,
Lord.
yung ngayon naisip ko din yung prodigal
Yeah,
son. Like,
you're not in the middle of that.
like nahirapan yung anak niya kasi nga naligaw siya. So, it in some way, same din yung situation right now na masyado nang naligaw, tayo nahirapan. So, pwede tayong umuwi, ganyan. And of course, when we come back to Him, open yung arms ng Lord to anyone who is willing to call for His name. Yan.
So, yan. Thank you naman dyan, Coach Madge. Madge and Coach Rizel. And I really want to declare yung healing. Not with just the things that is happening that presently we can see in our eyes, that presently can bring fear or somewhat a little confusion in other people's eyes, and which is contagious as well. Sometimes we thought that the COVID itself is contagious. That none of the idea is minsan tayo mismo we contribute to that contagious na hindi magagandang bagay. And I really want to praise God that He will continue to heal our land, and I believe that is a promise, and that He will continue not just to give us a happiness but a joyful reward in accordance with obedience and humility that there is upon in each and every one of us. So, yun. I declare healing and for the beautiful heart of Madge. Maraming salamat, Madge.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Coach Ed, turuan mo na si Match ng ng favorite mo.
Alright. So, before we end, meron ka na ituturo sa GLC sa susunod na class, Madge. Because sinabi nga natin, hindi lang virus yung nakikita natin that could, let's fight that kind of perspective with the love. So instead of that, we will spread a bomb of love. So ganito lang siya. Ilalagay mo yung heart dito sa puso mo. Then, ipapump mo lang siya ng love. Tapos bomb. Love, bomb. Tapos ituturo mo lang yung camera. Boom. Yan.
Yeah.
Gagawin natin sa dalawang mabilis.
Ay, dalawa bilis.
Alright, ready? In 1, 2, 3. Love,
bam, boom. Love, bam, boom.
Love, bam, boom.
Yon! Thank you for your time, Madge. And
thank you, then.
Coach Rizal.
Thank you.